having to be consistent to this responsibility felt like a cage. It felt like I was just fully trapped. But my body was reacting like, oh God, I'm in a cage. I got to get out of here. This isn't free. I don't feel free. And I realized that routine also feels like a cage to me. Whenever I'm trying to build a routine, it feels like I'm trying to put myself in a cage. And so I rebel so hard against them. And so what came through then was a reframe, right? So routines hold and nourish me. How much better does that sound? Responsibilities are places where I can love. The idea that having a responsibility is a place where you can just have your heart wide open and just throw love into the situation is incredible. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better about this. Hi. This is so funny to be here at night. I have my amber light going, and which usually I don't have it amber. This is the first night I've used it amber. I don't know why I decided to do this, but here we are. I have my tea, and it feels so late, you guys. It's 8:34. And for me, this feels a little naughty. I feel like I'm doing something bad, like I'm not supposed to be doing. I have my tea, and if you're watching this, I have my frownies on, which if you don't know about frownies, actually, what are you doing? They're the best. They are the best. It's it like freezes your forehead muscles and just smooths everything. Seriously, they're the best. Anyway, um the reason why I'm here today, oh, and in my tea I have, what do I have? I have Blue Lotus, and I have an actual tea that has Blue Lotus in it also, and some other mushrooms. I can't remember, but it's called Lucid Dreaming or something, Lucid Dreams, and it's by Anima Mundi. Is that how you say it? Whatever. Uh, it's pretty good. I like it. I like the tea in general. It's just that the strainer that I use, if you can see, is really beautiful, and I love it for tea without so many little granules. Oh my God, this is not about tea, you guys. But anyways, I like it. Whatever. I like it. I like it. I like it. I am here because I had a realization today, and I just simply could not wait to record to talk about this, mainly because I actually don't know when I would even be able to. I have a kind of a busy week because I'm starting astrology school this week. I'm starting, oh my God, I just realized I am starting astrology school. Tomorrow is our first live call, and then our first class is on Thursday. And I'm doing it with Rebecca Gordon, and I'm so excited. I've taken other classes of hers, and I just love the way that she teaches. It's so good, brings it down to earth. It's not so, I don't know, it just feels really like you can really grasp it. It feels grounded. And anyway, I'm starting class this week, and today I posted my first ever weekly horoscopes, which was really terrifying. It was so scary. And actually, this weaves into what I'm here to talk about, because it's the impetus for how this realization even came to be. I posted these weekly horoscopes, and I was so scared to do it. I worked on them for a very long time, for days and days and days, which is insane. But when you're first starting something, it takes some time to find your footing, right? So anyway, I did the thing. I finally did it. I put them up, shitting my pants, but I did it anyway. Go me. And a friend of mine, Madeline, actually, who she was on the podcast already, and she said something in the comments like, I'm looking forward to seeing these every week. And this voice in my head goes, oh, well, I might not do them weekly, even though it says weekly, like a horoscope. But this voice in my head just said, oh, but I may not do them weekly. And my chest completely tightened up. I felt so constricted and yeah, a lot of constriction, right? And I just was, it was so interesting. And I decided later to like look at this. What is this about? And I started journaling about it. And I realized that the consistency of that, the idea that I had that I have to do something every week. I made a commitment to this thing. Having to be consistent to this responsibility felt like a cage. It felt like a cage, like I was just fully trapped. And it was scary, but my body was reacting like, "Oh God, I'm in a cage. I got to get out of here. This isn't free. I don't feel free." No, 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 no. And I thought that was so fascinating. And then another thing, so I started doing a little bit of work on this energetically. And just as I was journaling through it and thinking about it, and things were kind of dropping in, and I realized that routine also feels like a cage to me. Routines, whenever I'm trying to build a routine, it feels like I'm trying to put myself in a cage. And so I rebel so hard against these routines and I don't do them. I actually just don't do them. And I try to find all these different ways to keep some sort of rhythm in my day to day. And and I know I have a certain amount of time blocked off in the mornings. I know I have a certain amount of time at night nowadays, and it's like I I know I have opportunities for routine. I do now. There was a point postpartum where I did not, and I definitely had to honor that, right? And so now I'm in the phase where I can have a little bit of routine and rhythm, and I just don't stick with it. Now I know this is the reason why. I mean, I feel so free even having named it, you know what I mean? Oh, and so I yeah, okay. So I did a little bit of work like releasing this, okay, I know what it is. Let's get this out of my body. Let's like go fucking fry this program. I don't need it. Let's activate a new one kind of thing. And so what came through then was that a reframe, right? So routines, what did I actually I had to write it down. I wrote it down big so you probably can't see that, but I wrote it down so I could put it up in my office. Routines hold and nourish me. Routines hold and nourish me. It's like, how much better does that sound? You know what I mean? And it feels like, oh, I can relax into this routine. Amazing. Responsibilities are places where I can love. And I love that too because sometimes responsibilities are things where it's monotonous, it's like a mundane task. It's something that maybe is tedious. It's something that's just like day in, day out, blah, 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 blah. I do this. It's a responsibility that I have. And it's okay for them to be annoying, right? Like it's okay. We're human beings. We're going to have these types of feelings. But for them to make us feel trapped is it doesn't have to be that way. And so the idea that having a responsibility is a place where you can just have your heart wide open and just throw love into the situation is incredible. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I feel so much better about this," especially because I realized, and I spoke about this briefly, I think in the last podcast episode with Janine, but where I realized that I was kind of blocking myself with even the expansion of AULANI alchemy because I was afraid that with more, um, as it grows, as it scales, I would have more responsibilities and I wouldn't be able to hold all of the responsibilities. I wouldn't be able to do them. And I even did this exercise with myself, I was journaling. A lot of this stuff happens when I'm just journaling, right? Because I channel a lot when I write, and a lot of people do. I think maybe most just wouldn't call it that, but that's what's happening. Anyway, so I was journaling and I was just thinking about visibility. And I was thinking about, okay, I have a visibility block. That's what it is. I have a visibility block. And like, I took a freaking flower essence thinking, oh, this is going to help with my visibility. I think it helped with something else. Um, but anyway, I'm thinking it's a visibility thing. And so I'm doing this work and journaling about it, trying to work through it energetically. And I start to visualize, okay, just visualize a piece of content going viral, right? Whatever viral means to you. And I didn't have a number in mind. It was just imagining a piece of content goes viral. And immediately I got so scared. I could feel my whole body tighten and I got just really scared. And then the thoughts started running in my head were, oh, well, my website's going to break down, which is insane for that to be directly correlated to going viral. But that was the first thought I had. I was like, oh, my website's going to break. And then the second thought was, I'm not going to be able to do sessions anymore. It's like I'm just not suddenly not going to be able to tap in, which is also crazy. And the third one, I think, was something I can't even remember what the third one was, but it had to do with something logistically just breaking down. And yeah, like I just wouldn't be able to answer emails or I just wouldn't be able to respond to people. It's like I was equating going viral or having a lot of eyes on me with suddenly everything in my business is going to just stop working. I couldn't handle the responsibility of more eyes, of more energy, of whatever, however you want to phrase it. And that was so interesting. And so I just sat with it for a while and was writing down things and saying them out loud, even like, that's not true. That's not true. I can hold this. Your website's not going to break. It's, you know, I had to go through and break it down logically for myself and then just kind of mother myself a little bit like, oh, it's okay to be afraid of these things, it's okay. And so now having this extra layer in there of thinking and having these responsibilities that would come from virality, maybe because even you can get so many views, that doesn't mean people are just going to start flooding into your business. That's just not the way it actually works, apparently. But you think about, so many people can see something but they're not all going to act on something, right? Because they're not necessarily your tribe 100%. They're not your people, right? um anyway, that is besides the point, really. Basically, coming to the realization that I was really, really believing that having more responsibility is is trapping me. I was like, I need to talk about this in case this is one of those nuances that anyone else is missing, because oh my God, like, so helpful for me. So helpful for me. Yeah. And I'm like, well, we'll see how I am with my routines now, moving forward, if I actually can stick to a routine. Because of course I go through and I call out the old stuff and really try to anchor into that new belief and that new understanding and that new knowing of, that's not the case. The truth is I can hold it. And the truth is that whatever is coming my way, I can handle it. And because I've magnetized it, I am bringing it to me. It is me. I can handle it. And I love that. Okay. Anyway, I think that that's pretty much it. I feel like I was kind of talking in circles there. So oopsie if I was. But yeah, I just am so happy that this came up. Because also that idea of it's that idea too of I just can't do this, right? Thinking about having to write a weekly horoscope, and instead of, so that's a responsibility, right? If I make a commitment to something, it's a responsibility that I have. And so when I'm originally thinking of it as a cage, I'm trapping myself into an obligation. Then it's like, oh, every week I have an opportunity to love. I have an opportunity to put love into these horoscopes. Um, and that's so beautiful. Like, it's such a better way to look at something. And I am really going to try my hardest to continue that. And everywhere I see where I'm feeling a lot of resistance because something is a responsibility that I have, it's like, okay, let's look at it this from a loving way. How can this be an opportunity for me to love? And yeah, we'll see. Well, and cuz there's that thing too. It's a balance of not you have to know when you're overgiving to the point where it's not helpful for anybody. And so that is, I think, where the line has to be, knowing, having that discernment of, this is the love I can give, and I'm not depleting myself. What's the return on the love? Am I feeling like do you know what I'm trying to say? I think we all understand what I'm trying to say. You guys, it's so late. It's 8:50. I can't string words together. Oh, yeah, yeah. Anyways, yeah. I I really hope that this is helpful for anybody, and if it was, please let me know. I would love to hear how this landed for you and your body. Um I appreciate you for being here with me with my amber light and my frownies. And if this goes up. I will see you. I will see you, and yeah, read my horoscopes and tell me how they resonate, please. Tell me what you think, how they made you feel, whatever. Because like I said, it was my first time doing that, and it's exciting to think about being able to do this and it not taking me days, of course. But it's exciting to be able to do this kind of stuff, because I was even talking to my mother-in-law and talking to her about just what was happening and in the sky and everything. And for her specifically too, in relation, because you can talk the jargon and people are like, I don't know what the fuck that means, right? So it's like I would try to break it down. And when I was breaking it down, she's like, "Oh my God, that's so crazy because boom, boom, boom." And it was the horoscope. It was so crazy. But as I continue to study astrology, it it just, I'm in awe of it always, because it's always there. I mean, everything is always in the astrology. It's really crazy. It's so crazy, you guys. It's a language. And once you learn the language, you start to be able to see the patterns and all these things. And so anyway, I'm a newbie, so I would appreciate your interaction with it. We can talk about it, whatever. And I'm so grateful for you. Again, if you have been here with me, I hope that you have a great night if you're here with me at night. Anyways, oh my God, I have to go. We have to go. Why are we still here? Love you. Bye.